And we are live in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire, where it's chilly. It's really cold. Oh, geez. My face is looking worse every time I come on here. It's skin cancer, not deadly, not painful, just ugly. I gotta get surgery. Not looking forward to it. Well, anyway, just thought I'd come on for maybe half an hour and chat about whatever. It has been the past few nights, it has gotten down to freezing. Last night it was 27 degrees Fahrenheit and 32 is freezing, so that was cold. I am wearing thermals and sleeping with an electric blanket. I want to save the heating budget for when it's actually winter. It should get a little warmer. It's been okay in the daytime, around 70 Fahrenheit or a little cooler. 72 is room temperatures. In somebody's fantasy or dream, it always in these mountains it always seems to be either 80 or 60. I can handle overnight when I'm sleeping or during the day if I'm active enough or if I'm cooking. Anyway, shoot. I have my ballot. I'll be voting by mail. And I'm making all kinds of decisions as to where my vote will go. Yes or no on propositions, and then choose candidates. The only one of which I'm certain is our representative for this district in California, because Jay Overnolte is a local, lives in Big Bear, and has done good things for our veterans. Works very hard. So, anyway, it's for some reason a little thingy popped up saying Google Chrome is using your microphone. Okay. I thought YouTube was using it. Anyway, the rest is going to be require a little more thought and care. I think maybe Steve Garvey for Senate. But I don't think he's in my half of the state unless they have us vote on both senators. I think he's up in Northern California, and I'm way down south. Steve Garvey was a pitcher for the Dodgers when they were having fantastic wins. All right, Tora, you got to say hello to your fans. You're in the dark, you silly cat. They can't see you, so come here. Come on, don't squinch away. There, here you go, kid. Say hello. Say hi to your adoring fans and stay out of my coffee. It's bad for cats. I don't know. Nobody's joining me, so maybe I'll sign off a little sooner than I planned. But I wanted to keep in touch and say hello. I got groceries today, and that's important. You know, I have to have a ride and I have to have help carrying them from the car to the house. Fortunately, I have one of those old lady shopping carts. So when my groceries arrive, when I have a ride to and from the store, we can just put the groceries into my old lady shopping cart and I can roll it up to the front door, which is a blessing. The cats always assume that I bought them something. And of course I did. I always grab at least one little packet of treats for them. Oh gosh, I got itchies all over. Tora, get out of my stuff. Get out. She's demanding treats by pawing through my box. And yes, there's a bag of treats here. There you go. Anyway, it's a quiet Sunday evening. I have to go through all these propositions and candidates on the ballot. It's important to vote, especially this year, regardless of which candidate gets your vote. We need the biggest turnout in the history of this nation to reflect the importance of the decision that we make in November 5. Or in my case, I'll be mailing my ballot soon. So I'll be spending this holiday weekend. This is Sunday already, but Monday, tomorrow, is Columbus Day. Oh, hi, Dawn. Welcome in. YouTube says I don't have anyone. There it goes. Now it says there's one here. Tomorrow is Columbus Day, October 14. So all kinds of things will be closed. And I'll spend that day going over my mail-in ballot. Be sure that you vote, regardless of which candidate you want. And go down the ballot. You know, state and local positions, propositions. Tora, get out of my stuff. I'm going to make you say hello again. Say hello to Don. He wants you to greet him. Yeah, he's one of your adoring fans. Uh-huh. Now get out of my stuff. You've had a million treats today. I'll give you a couple more. Yeah, Don hopes they all lose, so he won't vote. Well, you get what you pay for. You don't always get what you vote for. It went out. Okay. Hiccups. Oh, come on. I got groceries today. They're horridly expensive. Fortunately, the food bank at the Seventh-day Adventist Church gave me bacon and eggs and lettuce and bok choy, a can of tuna fish, a potato, a sweet potato. I wonder where that thing is. Oh yeah, I know where it is. You know, some really good food. So I saved a little on groceries by going there. Dawn's gonna have a smoke with me. I'm tempted to have a drink, but I don't drink. On the other hand, I have an unopened bottle of Christian Brothers brandy. Good California brandy. And Phil always said that it was better than anything we could import from France because the French don't export their best stuff. And to test that, one time only, I bought a bottle of imported French, oh gosh, the name slipped away from me. All I can think of is Dry Sack, which is a brand of this stuff. You know, that wine that tastes like almonds? Dawn's telling me about a song. What is that wine called? It's a fortified wine. I have a bottle of it somewhere. It's almost empty because I used to drink it. Criminy. Criminy. I gotta see if I can grab it. Look at this. Where is it? Criminy. Oh well. Comes in two varieties, sweet and dry. No, not amaretto. I'm gonna look up Dry Sack on Google. You idiots, not a Dry Sack. Dry Sack wine. They're showing me duffel bags. Sherry. So I, one time, some years back, bought just to test it an imported bottle of French sherry. It was not drinkable. It was horrible. But the cheap California sherry I bought was really good. Hi, Lunar Sparkles. Welcome in. I was about to sign off because nobody was talking to me. And then Dawn came in. Hi, Angus. Good to see you too. It's night time. It's 9:15. Oh, it's been cold. It's been actually freezing overnight. Last night it got down to 27 Fahrenheit, and 32 is freezing. Welcome in, Freeman. Oh, Lunar Sparkles had a rainstorm. I hope it wasn't a hurricane. Oh, I'm not doing a regular Sunday show. I just thought I'd pop in tonight. Sorry you had a bad day, Freeman. Maybe it was a psychic thing. I just had a feeling I should come on live tonight. Well, I'm glad a friend treated you to dinner. Guerneville. Oh, that's right. Lunar Sparkles is up north from here. I have a vague idea of where Guerneville is. Yeah, I pop on when I have a quiet evening and I'm not frantically doing paperwork and paying bills. Oh, Don Burnham was hoping I'd come on. Well, it seems to me that my oldest brother used to shop for antiques in Guerneville, and he lived in Napa. I would have come on earlier, but I was listening to Robert Phoenix. He was doing horoscopes for the candidates for president and vice president, but most of it goes over my head. A square of this, a trine of that, and going retrograde. It means nothing to me. But his explanations of what he thinks it means are important. Oh, and then there's transiting too, and your moon in something. No, credit cards are so awful, Freeman. Phoenix can't be sure who will win, but he says whoever wins will be accused of election fraud. Angus used to know how to do charts. Yeah. Well, my chart changed considerably when I learned my real time of birth. It was over 2 hours different from what Mom told me. But when I got my birth certificate, I said, "Oh." Oh, I'm sorry your noisy neighbors messed up your sleep, Freeman. Well, I just got those $10 computer horoscopes, but one time Robert Phoenix did mine and Phil's. If I remember correctly, well, I know my moon was in Sagittarius and his sun was in Sagittarius. And if I remember correctly, his moon was in my sun sign of Gemini. Yeah, the personality profiles tend to be fairly accurate, but they are kind of general. My hair's flying away again. Tora discovered that I turned on her heating pad. She's happily sleeping in her condo now. Oh, she's taking a cat bath, licking herself. Anyway, I always feel good after I get groceries. Our grocery store used to deliver before Snowmageddon, and it was like $10. And if you wanted, you could leave a tip for the driver. But I like to pick out things myself, especially the produce. This time I splurged on a bottom round roast. The top round is better, but it was more expensive, and the ones they had were much bigger than what I wanted to feed myself. So I got a bottom round roast weighing a little under 2 pounds. That's as small as you want to go if you want it to cook properly. And I cooked it with carrots and onions and celery and potatoes in the roaster oven. Oh, Lunar, they don't do Meals on Wheels anymore? That sucks. Sometimes this outfit, I think it's local for San Bernardino County, but you might have one up there. It's something for seniors. I can't remember the name of it. But they help seniors with various things. Sometimes you can get them to do meals. If I were not on food stamps, I would get those prepared meals that you just put it in a pan and cook it. Not the microwave ones. I hate nuclear food. But I don't have the cash for it. I need to have a best-selling novel made into a movie. Then I'll be set for the rest of my life. Oh, south of Long Beach, food banks got raided for fraud. Long Beach is kind of west from me. It's on the coast south of Los Angeles, and I'm like 70 miles east of Los Angeles. Yeah, well, when I watch Steve Leto, the lawyer who talks about important legal cases or interesting ones, he has ads for one of those outfits that bring you meals, but they're nuclear. You microwave them. I made a movie script. Nobody wanted it. I did write a script for Ubik, but I'm not allowed to market it. Due to a confidential agreement with the estate. Angus, I'm with you. I hate leaving the house, and I'm not even in Los Angeles, but San Bernardino is getting scary. These mountains are okay, but even so, I'm kind of a homebody. You too, huh, Angus? A homebody? Yeah, the movies nowadays don't have good stories. They don't understand about shadowing. Give us a hint so that when something happens later on, you go, aha, that's what that was about. Yeah, someone's making like a TV series. I think it's for, oh man, what is that? Why can't I think of anything in right now? That subscription service where you have your choice of movies and TV type series. Criminy. Streaming services. Netflix. I have a free subscription to Netflix because my baby sister put me on her family plan. Yeah, I think the writers they're hiring just have an idea for a really great scene and some really cool characters, but they haven't got a clue about what they should do or what should happen to them. But man, I was really impressed by Finding Forrester. Yeah. Freeman, it was Netflix. I saw Finding Forrester on YouTube for free. Yeah. Hey, of course I did. It has Sean Connery. He's even one of the producers. It's from 2000 and somehow I missed it. It's 24 years old. And it still shines. Hang on, I gotta cough up. Yep. It's been this way ever since those fires. Ouchy throat. And now with winter setting in, the air is so dry. I run the vaporizer all night. It helps with the congestion in my nose and my throat. Wow. Yeah, the only complaint I have is that horrible butchery of Over the Rainbow for the music in Finding Forrester. I never did like that version of the song. Oh man. Freeman, you got a raise of stink. Try writing to your politicians, your state senator, your state representative, and your federal senator and your federal representative. And write to the VA. They all have email. Or if they don't, they have this stupid form on their website that you can fill out, and it goes to them and they reply like with an email. There's bone on bone. All the connective tissue is gone. Yeah, by the way, the line fire is not out. We just have a lot less smoke. When I don't like a song, I really don't like the song. Now, if you were in Southern California, Southern California, as bad as it is, our federal representative in the House, which is half of Congress, not the whole thing, he would fight for you. He's done a great deal for veterans. For example, our county sheriffs do regular visits to homeless camps, and they have a special program to house homeless veterans, thanks to our representative pushing and pushing. Oh, your cannabis cafes have food and drink now? Okay, Lunar. I don't smoke that weed, but I don't mind if you do. I was planning to just do half an hour, but I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. Well, the main thing, Freeman, is the pain and disability that your problem causes. I'm going to smoke another one. I shouldn't, but I'm going to. Man. Anyway, that huge fire never seriously threatened Crestline where I live, but got one house in Running Springs, and that is a place where it could jump to Lake Arrowhead, and then if it decided to go downhill, it would hit Crestline. And fires do often go downhill, depending on the wind and some other factors like dry brush. But the firefighters managed to stop it with that one house, which was right on the rim. So it was a sitting duck for the fire. But it's over 40,000 acres and it is still burning. It's just not threatening any communities at the moment. And I think it's over 90% contained or almost 90%. Oh, Don has American spirit. I have my one pack of Dunhill Reds. I'm rationing it because it's expensive. Lunar. Yeah, our line fire was started by an arsonist. Ex-inmate, huh? When the guy was first arrested, they set bail for him. So the prosecutors went in and added additional charges. So he's now being held without bail. And we suspect he might have had something to do with the bridge fire, other side of the freeway, Mount Baldy and Wrightwood. Finished my water. The problem with drinking water this time of night and coffee is as soon as I get settled and ready to go to sleep, I have to pee. That's okay. Tora, did you put your paw in my coffee? You. Yeah, I like to have coffee before, during, and after dinner. They claim that if you have your coffee half an hour before dinner, it helps you digest your food. Oh, I want coffee with my dinner, thank you. Iced coffees. Don drinks iced coffees. Once in a while, I have a vanilla frappuccino in a bottle. I don't actually go to Starbucks. I just pick one up at the grocery store about once a month. Anyway. Don ices his coffee himself. I don't drink decaf, partly because of the chemical process they use to decaffeinate it, but mostly because the caffeine doesn't have much effect on me. In fact, what it usually does is make me calmer. It doesn't wire me, it never has. I'm going to refill my water, but not my coffee, so I'll be right back. Hobble, hobble. Dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum. Dum-de dum-de-dum. Dummity dummity dum. Oh, hobble hobble. Mmm. Oh, my poor hurt thumbs are better. Not completely well, but I can use them now, which is kind of important when you want to light a cigarette. You gotta use your thumb. And the matches you get nowadays won't light for anything. Watch it make a liar out of me. Nope, won't light. You know what I like to do? Come on. Even in the flame from the lighter, it took forever to light. Well, if you push hard enough, sometimes it'll light, and sometimes there's nothing you can do. But I like to eat the match head. It's a combination of sulfur and phosphorus, and they're good for your bones. Once it's been burned, I'll eat the match head. Not when it's raw. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some wooden matches. I had some, but I've run out. I've used them all. Oh, wow. What a day, what a week, what a month, and what a year. By the way, there's some confirmation that people's pets are disappearing in several towns in Ohio. They don't have absolute proof, but they do have some evidence of what's happening to them. Mostly cats. And there's police body cam footage of the ducks in the pond at the city park. I'm so glad I'm not on the East Coast. They've been hit with hurricanes. And just because the hurricane didn't hit the states that got hit by the previous hurricane doesn't mean they didn't get a bunch of rain that they did not need. Yeah, you give me an earthquake any day. It lasts at the most 10 seconds, and then it's done. I guess there could be aftershocks. I've been in some big ones, but I wasn't at the epicenter. I forget whether it was Sylmar or the other town near the Grapevine. But I was miles away down in Riverside, and this huge earthquake hit, 6 point something. And even that far away, I wanted to get down on the floor, and every time I tried it, the shaking shoved me back onto the couch. And then the other one, I was spending the night at my dad's house, and an earthquake hit like real early in the morning, somewhere between 5 and 6. And my stepmother opened the door and was all panicked. "Are you all right?" After the shaking quit. I said, "Yeah." And I rolled over and went back to sleep. And then a second one hit. It was 2 shocks in a row, but a little time in between. So after the second one, I got up. What really freaks me out is the fires. When we lived in Anaheim, there was a big field behind us. It was a right of way for the railroad tracks for the freight trains. It was all freight trains, no passenger trains. And the huge towers for the electricity Edison company. And the grass would grow as high as your knees and sometimes as high as your waist, and no one ever cleared it. Oh, they'd clear it around the railroad tracks, but this was a huge field, ran the whole length of our block and several other blocks. And almost every summer it would catch fire. And we were in an unincorporated area, so we depended on the Stanton Fire Department. And by the time they arrived, the local residents had already put the fire out. And they would come along and squirt some water on it and take credit. Well, Freeman, if some of these dormant volcanoes spout off, we're all screwed. Doesn't matter where you are. Yeah, the current wisdom is that California was an island off the coast of North America. So Death Valley used to be a seafloor, part of the ocean. And the tectonic plates were moving together, and our island kind of crashed into North America, forming the mountains, the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's possible. It's likely. And the reason we have earthquakes is because the continental plates are still moving, and one's moving this way and the other's moving the other way. They're kind of sliding past each other. So a big chunk of California is going north, and North America is going south. And they get stuck, and when they unstick, you get an earthquake on the San Andreas Fault. However, the big worry in a gigantic earthquake is this place called Mammoth Lakes. The lakes around Mammoth Mountain are actually dormant volcanoes. Now, I'll grant you that they are not as big as Yellowstone, but Yellowstone is letting off pressure regularly through geysers and pools of lava. Mammoth Lakes is just dry ground and lakes, water. And it's huge. It's quite a ways north of here, but if it's as big as they say it is, that won't matter. There was an old movie, starred Rock Hudson, but it was what we call a B movie. Not super low budget, but not a main feature. It was called Volcano, and the idea was that the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles erupted in a huge volcano that spread hot lava all over Los Angeles. You know, it's always something. If it isn't earthquakes, it's volcanoes. If it isn't volcanoes, it's tornadoes. If it isn't tornadoes, it's hurricanes. And you really cannot beat the climate and geography in California. But I want my Golden State back. Right now, it's horrible. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, Lunar. Oh, Lathe of Heaven, yeah. I saw two different movie versions of Lathe of Heaven. One was on public television, and I forget where I found the other one. Oh, it's on YouTube. Yeah, one was PBS, but the other one, I don't know. I can't remember who produced the other one. Well, stranger things have happened. Oh, Donald Trump went to Coachella Valley yesterday and had a big outdoor rally. And at one of the checkpoints, the sheriffs found a man with loaded guns in his car. They arrested him, but he got out today on $5,000 bail. Well, the Lathe of Heaven is kind of a ripoff of a Twilight Zone episode. When they made the Twilight Zone movie, they had, the boy who would send bad guys to the cornfield and everyone was scared of him. In the movie, they had a school teacher meet the boy and realize he could do good things. So she took him away and he was making rainbows and stuff. Ah, Angus knows Coachella because his dad lives in La Quinta. And by the way, it isn't Coachella, it's Coachella. But I've talked to people who live there and they say, yeah, we know, but we're lazy and we just say Coachella. So I guess it's Coachella now. Oh, the Twilight Zone movie was awesome. And of course, the man on the airplane who saw a gremlin on the wing was done masterfully. The original episode had William Shatner, Captain Kirk. Oh yeah, the music festival in Coachella is really wild. Yeah, Vic Morrow and some children were killed, I believe, in the war zone of that movie. Yeah, William Shatner, I don't know. I never thought he was that great an actor, but I did admire him for being able to recite the stupid lines in Star Trek, especially the third season. You know, and he could say his lines with a straight face, knowing they were ridiculous. Yeah, he was in more than one Twilight Zone. I'm trying to remember the other ones, but they're not coming to me. Oh, Burgess Meredith. Yeah. I really love the one where he finally had time to read and he broke his glasses. Poor guy. And then there's the devil's, what do they call it? The devil's something. Where the guy's printing the newspaper and he's printing stories and that happen because he typed them into the printer. Printer's devil. I just had it backwards. The printer's devil. Yeah, and Rod Serling wrote quite a few of those episodes. Well, One Step Beyond scared me more because they said it was based on true stories. Wow. Is Gargoyles the one where the gargoyle falls in love with the man and turns into a human? That was sad, the ending. Oh, different one. Must have been an episode of one of those odd TV series. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'm slipping. Yeah, Dawn, it was always Serling. People just either misheard it or just, our brains see things that are similar. And they heard Serling and just thought Sterling, but it's Rod Serling. Okay, guys, I've been on for an hour. Let's wrap it up. Okay, thank you all for chatting with me and have a great night, day, and whatever. One typo. Okay. I'll catch you Thursday morning, if not sooner. Bye.